Hey guys, Justin Goodbread, Financially Simple. So I have a new one today for you. The question was, is the stock market going to go up or down? My standard response when I get that is, it's going to go up or it's going to go down. Pick your direction. I don't have a clue. Let me get my little crystal ball out and look into the future, right? If we could figure out which way the stock market was going to go, we'd be independently wealthy. We wouldn't even need to win the $500 million or $700 million Powerball. We wouldn't even need to win that, right? So here's what the client was asking. He read an article. JP Morgan and Moody's came out and said, oh, the market's going to crash. That was the word that was used in this article. Now, I couldn't find, to this defense of JP Morgan or Moody's, I couldn't find where any analyst actually said that. But it was an article nonetheless that was published on a major news organization. Interestingly enough, if you read the article, it had a headline, JP Morgan and Moody's say the market's going to crash. And when you actually read it, they don't quote who it is that said it. They don't even quote. They just said, according to so-and-so analyst, that the market may go up or may go down. It's like, come on. We have these headline articles, right, to get us to clickbait onto them. So what's interesting is I told the class, I said, watch this. So I pulled up an article. I pulled up Google and I said, is the market going up or down? And I put in JP Morgan. And within a period of 6 months, there were 4 or 5 direct flip-flops, if you will, on that particular question. 1 month, an analyst would say it's going to go up. The next month, it's going to go down. The next month, it's going to be at 3%. Next month, it's going to be down 3%. And it's back and forth. And I looked at the client, I said, which one do you want to believe? He's like, well, I don't know. I'm not the expert. You are. I'm like, dude, I'm not God. I don't know the future. If any financial person out there says they know what's going to happen in the market, I'm going to call you out and say you don't have a clue what you're talking about. None of us can predict the future. Come on, there's no way. And you think we're going to figure out how thousands of companies are going to project or what the buying populace is? No, it's not going to happen. If you're not worried about the immediate dip or the immediate rise in the market, in the fact that it's not going to directly impact your plans, don't stress about it. It's like, well, Justin, I don't know if I can do that. I said, well, if you can't do that, then we need to make sure that the portfolio that we're managing is in your risk tolerance. And if the portfolio that we're managing is in your risk tolerance and it's going to yield, historically speaking, and obviously we know that past performance is not indicative of future results. We know that. But if the portfolio, historically speaking, has yielded the return, a conservative return even of that will meet your long-term objectives, then let's not worry about it. He said, yeah, but I just can't stand it. So that's a risk tolerance question. Now, I don't know when you watch this video if the market's going to be up, if the market's going to be down. To me, it really doesn't matter. Unless you're getting ready to retire in like the next day or year or 2 years or 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, depending on your risk tolerance. Now, I care about the quality of the investments and I care about the allocation to make sure it matches properly. And I care about the amount of savings that you're doing because I know the way compound interest works. But to try to go in and figure out the market's way up and the market's way down, we don't need to worry about that. So guys, look, Justin Goodbread, Financially Simple. Hey, life's hard. The market, holy Batman. If we can figure out how to deal with that bear, or bull, today, finances don't have to be difficult. Let's at least continue to make our lives at least financially simple, guys.